It has happened. The last of the Cox has emerged. Last of the champions of Chaos COC. It's here today. It's Valkia the Bloody, and we all knew it was because it leaked last week. But that's neither here nor there, because today we're going to have a lot of fun. We're going to go through this badass trailer, which takes the cake for me now. It is the coolest of the four trailer when it comes to the kind of reveal of these guys. We're going to talk about my schedule because we now can tell you about the embargoes that we have ahead of the time. We do have access to both the Champions of Chaos and the Immortal Empires. So of course we're all under NDAs, so we can only talk about them with our certain embargoes. But those embargoes are the 12th of this coming week. We'll be able to talk about the Immortal Empires and show you campaign footage of that. 17th of next week, we'll be talking about the Champions of Chaos DLC as well as the Blood Pack. And then the 22nd is going to be any kind of review embargo with that big release date on the 23rd. So be on the lookout for not only content from myself, but from Indie Pride, from Turin, from Dov Plays, from Lore Master of Sotech, what the fuck's his name? Party Elite, Legend of Total War. Everyone's going to be having a ton of content out. So please make sure you swing on over to all the bros, distribute that love equally to all the folk, making some great Total War content for you guys. But we're going to be going through the trailer here first. Then we're going to talk about the blog post that goes into some detail about Valkia. We'll talk about her start position, and we'll just kind of have some fun from there. I guess here's the poll question of the day. What is the next bit? And it's always like trite, right? Like, of course, a content creator is going to talk about the next bit of DLC when this one's not even released yet. But what's the next DLC you want to see? Do you want to see a Chaos Dwarf campaign pack, or do you want to see another Lord pack? And if it is a Lord pack, let me know in the comment section below. Let it be known. Share your voice. Let's get going here, though, and start off with this badass Valkia the Bloody trailer. And you know how we're going to do it. I'm just going to press play and we're going to scroll through this together. I might have an orgasm. Who knows what happens? It's Valkia. All right, and there, I think right there we can already pause it. Look at the teaser for the next game coming out. It's a Total War game. That was a shitty joke. God damn, look at this guy. Look how sick that champion of is. Whoa! I mean, we've kind of seen that already, right? With Eltharion. Not to, like, you know, discredit. Dude, those attack animations are booter! Oh! It's like the scene from Last Samurai where Tom Cruise is getting attacked by 50 dudes. And Ken Watanabe's like, no! Don't kill him. It's just so fucking sick. It is so sick. That was so sick. So let's just kind of jump back through some things here. It looks like that trailer's not coming through in 60 frames a second, so I apologize if it is not. But I mean, this is kind of like a tropey kind of entrance right about now, right? Like, anytime there's someone with wings that come into a shot, like, oh, is it Batman? Is it Eltharion? Is it Valkia? But Valkia the Bloody, I think, has got a really cool... by the way, this is such a sick looking champion. Like, that is a badass helmet. I love that look. I love the very, like, almost Grecian style of plate mail there. Like, it is great. But Valkia looking like Christopher Walken in the movie Sleepy Hollow, like a full-on Hessian, right? Like, that is terrifying. And I love, like, her attack animations, like the slides, the sweeps, and all these things. I don't know how much of this is for the trailer, of course, but it is so sick to see these glowing skulls, to see Sleipnir like that. Also to see her shield itself that I may or may not want to use as a possible fleshlight. All sorts of great things that are coming out of this character model, which I really absolutely love. I almost choked on my own spit right there. But what I think is pretty interesting is we're about to talk about the blog post about her combat abilities. And this trailer doesn't seem like she's a good combatant. I'm not gonna lie. Like, she's just getting kind of wailed upon. Yeah, then she like flies up in the air like that. But there's no like part where she just like slams back down and kills everyone, right? But dude, it is. I think it's just easily one of my favorite trailers of all three of the games, probably because she's one of my favorite characters next to Altharion, and I thought Altharion was probably the coolest goddamn trailer to ever existed. But let's talk about it. I know we all, or some people I guess, have an issue with this. Her cone head thing, I don't mind. I think originally I didn't know when I was first looking at her character when I was like fucking, I don't know, 15, 16 when 6th edition Warriors of Chaos came out and I saw Valkia the Bloody. I didn't know she had a cone head, a conical head like that. And of course it's supposed to be representative of the bloodletters, right? They have that same kind of shaped head. I don't mind. I don't care. I know some people are really going to be bothered by that, be miffed by it, but all of her art, her model, all those things, it's been represented like this. Indy probably was talking about it too. I think it works. It's not obtrusive here. I think they did a really good job of like making it look like a cool integration into her character versus like an intrusive, like, hey, here's a huge brain like sticking out from the back of her head. Dude, look at that shot. That is just such a cool goddamn shot. Oh, so stoked on Valkia. Let's take a segue now and talk about her combat abilities and how she plays out in the campaign. So as always, I have this blog post ahead of time. This is a picture, not the actual blog post. And I'll try to link to it as fast as I can once I wake up. Actually, this comes out at 6 p.m. BST rather than 3 p.m. BST, so I should be just fine. But we get the Champions of Chaos Lord Pack, Valkia the Bloody, coming to Total War Warhammer 3 on August 23rd. We know that to be the case. Valkia the Bloody is the cruel and demonic consort of Khorne, returned from the dead to further the work of her diabolic paramour. If you want to know more about her lore, you can find a link in the upper right corner. I've already covered it. Once a fell queen of a great northern tribe, the blood god reawakened her as a form more pleasing to himself. The followers of Khorne fight all the harder in her presence, for it is said his gaze always lingers around her. And she's essentially, and I think this is what might be one of the cooler things about her, right, is that she is a Warhammer Valkyrie, but twisted by Khorne, and kind of, not twisted by Khorne, but like Khorne's interpretation of a Warhammer Valkyrie, which I just think fits so well for Khorne. Obviously the video's unavailable probably because it leaked, but who knows, you know, it's CA. But on the battlefield, the Winged Warrior Queen is one of the most skilled combatants in both the mortal and immortal realms, with melee stats to rival even those of Skarbrand. So that's what I was saying. It's a pretty interesting sentence right there when you watch the trailer, when she's kind of getting like circle beat, really, like quite literally by a bunch of other Chaos Warriors and such. But she has a range of powerful abilities, including Demon Shield, which grants invulnerability for a short period. Now, I wonder if that is a full-on invulnerability or just a greatly reduced, like, hey, it's like melee resistance or like damage resistance for of 90% for X amount of seconds, whatever it is. Spear of Sleipnir, which causes the ground to erupt in a straight line. I would have loved to have seen that right in the sequence where she kind of like screams and shoots up, come back down and use the Spear of Sleipnir. That would have been so sick. And her Gaze of Khorne passive ability, which increases the base weapon damage, armor piercing, and leadership of warriors in her area of influence. Now, we talked about this in that kind of lore speculation video, and I think I said that Gaze of Khorne would probably work in that regard. And I think I'm not saying, I'm not taking credit for that. I think it was a pretty obvious one that it already inferred a bonus to people, so it would be like a one-to-one translation for Warhammer, or Total War Warhammer, where you just simply gave some sort of bonuses to any kind of friendly units around you in like a 40-30 meter radius, and it's probably just like that. For her faction effects, has access to bloodletting. Remember, that is a unique ability to Skarbrand. Campaign movement range, well, Skarbrand and Daniel. Campaign movement range plus 20% after winning a battle on all characters, which is really nice. Souls gained from sacrificing captives plus 50%. Remember, that is the new Souls mechanic for the Warriors of Chaos. And vassals gain frenzy and spread Khorne's corruption. So we know now that every single one of the Champions of Chaos, they spread their respective gods' corruption, as well as then having some sort of thing, right? Like Nurgle's was poison attack, the barrier for Tzeentch, and all the vassals for Azazel or Slaanesh all automatically have their nipples hooked up to a car battery. I can't remember what their actual mechanic was. But for Lord effects, passive ability, the Gaze of Khorne, which we talked about, and then campaign movement range plus 35% after enemy retreats from battle. That's really unique, and I think it's really goddamn cool. Because how many times do you just get into a fight with, okay, you've got two full stacks, let's just say one of those Valkia, against three of the enemy's full stacks, and they just have trash tier units, and the balance of power bar is 75% in your favor. You really don't want to fight it. It's just an annoying fight, and you just press auto resolve, And usually every single one of those enemy full stacks will retreat. And now you get a bonus to movement after that. So rather than just simply, okay, you've won the battle, which you did, 20%. Now they've retreated. Okay, does that add into it for a 55%? Or is it override and just be 35% because the enemy retreated from battle? That's going to be really wild to see, and it's going to allow Valkia a lot of pressure in her early game as we talk about her start location in just a little bit. As always, too, there will be the ability to pre-order Champions of Chaos if you so wish. Guys, again, only pre-order games that you really want to... If you're going to get it, then pre-order it. I guess that's the mentality I've always applied to pre-ordering. If you're on the fence, don't pre-order it. The 10% discount, I mean, I think it's probably a $10 DLC. Do we know the cost of the DLC? $10, $15, $20? If it's $20, you're saving $2. If it's $10, you're saving $1. So just kind of take any kind of pre-ordering with a grain of salt. This coming from a guy who used to work at a GameStop. I say the same thing I did then. I'll say now. If you're going to buy it, pre-order it. If you're on the fence, don't do it. Wait until you're comfortable with what you're going to get. I unfortunately don't have an affiliate link right now, but I will in the future, so look out for any affiliate links to help support the channel. But as always, make sure you're purchasing the game, pre-ordering the game through any content creator you want to support the most, or in whatever way supports your wallet the most. That's the most important thing, guys. Let's go ahead now and switch on. There's a Let's Play tomorrow, too, for Valkia. So for those wanting to know more about her mechanics, you can see them tomorrow. Let's switch over to her start position, which is juicy. It is all the way up north. So I had thought it might be over by the Bone Road, the Ancient Giant Lands over here, and you probably can't see my cursor, so let me just go ahead and zoom in. The Bone Road, the Ancient Giant Lands in between Grimgore and Greasus, but it's not the case. She is all the way up north over here in the Iron Frost Glacier. Now this starting location thing leaked last week, and it should be up the same time that this trailer goes up, but I'm just using the leaked image, and hopefully it holds true. So I guess disclaimer there, because I don't have the actual official one. So Iron Frost Glacier is where she'll be starting, and that is a sick... Let's just get a real zoom in on that bad boy. That is a sick icon for her. So I love that. And this is going to be pretty interesting because take a look at what's around her. She does have the capability to have an alliance here with Sigvald, and Norska's pretty far away. But I'm assuming she has some sort of natural, I don't know, like diplomatic, not bonus, but it's Charoks. They're both corn bros and broettes. I think this would kind of fit hand in hand. Also, she's surrounded by NPC Norskins. So this gives her the ability to vassalize any of them, any things that she wants to do in those locations, but she also has a lot of fun opposition in this area by being able to fight against Grombrindal, Malekith, Hellebron, Alithanar, I don't even know how to pronounce it anymore. But also, she can take a sea lane, and she can jump and leave these lands if she so wishes. And I was talking about the Realm of Chaos campaign objective for Kadatha. And as you guys have reminded me plenty of times, and I keep forgetting because I'm a moron, that this Kadatha and Zanbaijin will not be the objective in Immortal Empires as they've stated. So I had said, like, yeah, no, we'll probably see them all within a certain radius of Kadatha, and that is not the case here because that's not their objective anymore. So a very fun starting location, and I think now that we know that the map, this is the map, right? This is it complete. This is everything on Immortal Empires as of the launch of Immortal Empires, because this includes now all the Warriors of Chaos, and I think that as soon as we get the Chaos Dwarfs to inhabit the lands of the Chaos Dwarfs, this is going to be so fun to play through. Like, I know, of course, we do want Ind and Koresh because they're just kind of weird blank slates on the map. And the Southern Chaos Wastes are very empty, but they're not necessarily devoid of action, right? Like, you have plenty of characters that can inhabit those locations. I think that once the Chaos Dwarfs are here, this place is just going to pop off. It's going to be so fun, the whole entire map. Already, it's looking like it's just going to be... We went from one geographical location being super jam-packed and another being super jam-packed to pretty much every single major subcontinent, is that the term I want to use, being just a shit show. Even Ulthuan is just going to be a Thunderdome within and of itself. So the only two places that are going to be relatively calm by comparison are the Darklands and Cathay, which will of course be more fleshed out in future DLCs to come. But that covers our coverage of Valkia the Bloody's reveal here today, guys. I hope you're excited. Don't forget to answer that poll question. What is the next DLC, campaign, or Lord Pack that you would like to see in the comments section below? Be on the lookout for any of the streams and VODs. I'll be putting up tons of guides, my Is It Right For You type campaign style videos that I always do, all that kind of fun action. Also, I'll be doing will I do a giveaway? Yeah, I'll do a giveaway on this Friday for the embargo. It'll release. I'll do a stream. So if you want to get a chance to win the DLC for free, I'll just purchase one of those and you'll have a key that you can use to win the DLC on the stream. So you'll be able to find that at 10 a.m. Pacific Standard Time Friday. We'll be streaming an Eltharion campaign because why the hell not? But as always, guys, thank you so much for watching here today. Super stoked on Valkia. Can't wait to show you guys more and more content of both the Immortal Empires and CAC when it comes out. We haven't seen anything on the Blood DLC, so I'm assuming we'll get some sort of trailer on that. We have for the previous two games, but I'm waiting to see some of that action. I just know that we have an embargo set for it, but I haven't seen anything else released officially about it. So we will jump into that more as it is released. But as always, thank you so much for watching here today. Have a good one and take care.